And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, epic VeVe live stream. Today, we just have one drop. We have I Am Groot. This isn't going to be as big as the AF15 drop yesterday, but I think today could get interesting. And we're going to dive into the details and find out why I think today could be a little bit more interesting than maybe people expect. We shall see. We shall find out. Shout out to everyone joining the live stream today. We got Rich Buddy in here early. Shout out to Rich. Shout out to Energy. Bring the good vibes. Rich is asking if I'm going to be going for one today. I'll let you guys know my thoughts on this drop, all the details, my kind of prediction, how it's going to do, my game plan if I'm going to be going for this drop or if I'm going to be skipping it. Also, I think I'm going to be watching the Comics and Crypto AF15 podcast that he put up there on YouTube the other day. I don't think we got to watch it, so maybe right before this drop today, we will put it on there. Just want to give it a quick glance real quick. It's about 15 minutes long, so I figure, at some point we can probably give it a go, but I kind of want to dive into the details right now of this drop. I feel like maybe I could bring a different perspective that maybe might entice you to go for it. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Again, anything I say is not financial advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. Let's dive into it. We got I Am Groot. Now, we have had another Groot. Everybody remembers around Christmas time last year, we had the Groot first appearance on the VeVe app. We had 3 different rarities of that one. We had one that was animated, right? Maybe 2 that had animation and 1 had sound. I forget exactly, but we know there was at least 1 that had some animation last time. So this one looks really good. A lot of the feedback that I've been receiving last couple of days, I would say a lot of people are excited about the way this one looks. I feel like a lot of people think it looks cute. A lot of people like this one, so that's good to see. There's only 1 collectible in this set. So right off the bat, made a lot of people maybe a little head turn, say, ooh, okay. Usually, we've had, multiple rarities, multiple poses, etc. Now, this is going to be a full set by itself, I believe. It doesn't have the FA, but what it does have is the ultra rare. Now, I believe the animated ones before, the highest rarity was a rare. Now, if anyone's trying to gear up for maybe the Master Collector program, maybe, you don't have a lot of MCP points and you're thinking about some cheap MCP points, Master Collector program points, this could be, one of them. It's an ultra rare. There's only 3,616 editions of this, 3,616 editions. So it doesn't have 10,000 editions, multiple poses, multiple rarities. I know a lot of people were kind of upset with that. So it's just 1 collectible, 1 pose. Now, what also had me thinking about this one, what I kind of want to touch on is you've seen Groot be animated before, right? In a rare, the FA. This is the ultra rare without the holiday suit on, with the bells and everything. Because I feel like sometimes people may not like the holiday theme stuff because once it's out of that holiday season or whatever it is, it's kind of like they don't want to be rocking the Christmas sweater with the Deadpool in the summer, which I can understand, Maybe that's an accessory you can take off in the future. Who knows? But so for this one, I think this could be potentially animated. What if this comes out, people go for it on the drop, maybe they try to quick flip it, but then people realize, wait, this is animated. And it may be waves or dances. Who knows, right? I have no idea. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is all speculation. Maybe it doesn't happen, right? But I just think if they made the rare animated before with even sound, a song, what makes them not want to do an ultra rare with animation, right? I think it has a potential to be animated. I'm kind of convincing myself right now to go for it. But as soon as I saw this, I was like, could it be animated? Now, my original game plan was I'm still not going to go for it. Just because I don't have all the gems in the world right now still. You guys know I just picked up the Amazing Fantasy 15 3-digit common, a 656 mint, and I was able to pick up a rare. So I do want to eventually pick up an ultra rare. So maybe I go for this, flip it. If I get this one, I probably do have intentions to flip it. If it becomes animated and it does pump a little bit, I have no idea. But it really comes down to if you like this collectible, there's nothing wrong going for it. Just for me, I was never a big fan of Groot or anything like that. So I'm really trying to save my gems for either stuff I love or things I see like insanely valuable type drops. So I'm just trying to be a little bit more disciplined. You guys know that by now. But again, maybe you're a big fan of Groot, right? I don't see anything wrong with this one. I do think it's a good looking collectible, especially I think in AR and everything. The details on it, I think, are going to be pretty impressive. I would love to see, something else that I was thinking that they could do, which would be insane. And now this is speculation times 10. I would not, again, this is not financial advice. I'm just thinking of things they could do in the future to provide maybe more value. What if, like, the longer you hold this, the bigger it grows, right? That'd be pretty wild to think about. But then again, you can always enlarge it. So, but we've seen some collectibles in the past where you couldn't enlarge. So maybe they were gearing up for some collectibles you can't enlarge unless you hold it for a certain amount of time. Who knows, right? That's kind of out there with speculation, but I do think it's possible that this could be animated. But we shall see. We shall see. Let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be a static collectible? Maybe it is, right? I feel like it would kind of fit their whole thesis with under promising, over delivering. So just kind of my thoughts on this drop. I'm kind of a game time decision right now. I don't think I'm going to go for this drop, to be honest. But if I think there's a chance it could be animated, it could pump a little bit. Nice little, maybe close to 2x flip type thing. My predictions on this one, I do think it's going to come out maybe just above retail. If it dips below, I was talking to, Mark and some other people before this. I was kind of feeling the same sentiment. There's not much lower it can go, right? Maybe it goes down to like half of 50. And for the most part, if you're going for the drop, you probably have more than 50 gems to spare. So probably not worried if it does go down to like 25, 30, 40 bucks. But long term, I think it'll be fine. Again, ultra rare. I love that fact. And that's why I think it's going to be animated, because if they animated and had sound with a whole song for the rare, I think they could. And even though that's the FA, I think they could do it with the ultra rare. So, and it's also streaming on Disney Plus right now, I believe, the new show. So it's pretty cool that they, synchronize the drop with the show. I think we're going to start to see a lot more of that in the future. They've done it in the past before. Nice little marketing, technique, because again, they're probably going to be definitely fans that are streaming the show, like the show, maybe just YouTube and Googling the group, come across VeVe drop, say, what's this? We've seen a ton, time after time. We saw it with the James Bond drop. Even a lot of people went to go see the movie, YouTube in the movie, Google in the movie, VeVe pops up. A lot of people joined the live stream and found the VeVe app because of the movie. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Let me, what do you guys think here? What do you guys think? Roman Z, skipping this one. I think a lot of people are going to be skipping this one. Definitely feeling better, so that's good news. Good news. I think I'm on the tail end of this. It was about like last Monday, I would say, when I really wasn't starting to feel great at all. Started with just a sore throat, and then I would say last few days I was getting the sweats pretty bad. No headache though, which is pretty solid. But I feel like it's on like the back end, so I feel like any day now I should be able to shake this. Chris, how we doing, brother? How we doing? I don't think I'm going to buy this one today. I think I'm going to be passing today's drop. Shout out to everyone who was a part of the AF15 day yesterday or whenever it was. What was it? Monday? A couple of days now. I think the adrenaline was crazy. Amazing Fantasy 15 came to VeVe. It's here right now. Unbelievable. I do want to touch on some topics about that drop. I know there's a lot of people, saying, good, bad things, etc. So I'll kind of give my thoughts on it and everything. But yeah, shout out to everyone who's a part of that drop, got something on the drop, maybe grabbed something in the market. And again, if some of you guys didn't, priced out, whatever the case is, don't feel like it's your only opportunity and it'll be gone forever. So don't feel like that. There's always going to be plenty of opportunities on the VeVe app. So it's just a legendary day. Now, some things I want to touch on about that is, a lot of people were saying maybe they should have used that as like a huge marketing push. And I can understand that, I understand that philosophy because it's, if not the biggest, one of the biggest comics in the world, right? Probably arguably the biggest comic. So I can understand that. But, what I always have to say is the fact that they can market, but they chose not to. Marvel chose not to tweet it out. We've seen Marvel tweet out plenty of VeVe, drops before. The fact that they could have, but they didn't, that just tells me there has to be a reason behind it, right? So my guess would be probably because the app can't hold it. The app's not ready just yet, right? We saw what happened when Disney tweeted out VeVe one time. 250,000, 300,000 people came to the VeVe app, crashed it for a week, right? So I don't think they want all those new users to turn into negative fudders saying the app's a scam, can't get a drop. We saw the VeVe app rating drop in the app market, in the Apple market, whatever you want to call it, the where you purchase all the apps, because people are unhappy. They saw Disney tweet out VeVe for the first time, came to the app, had a bad experience right away because the app wasn't ready for it, and then they give it a bad score, bad rating. And so I think what they said was probably just hold off on pushing us right now, wait until we can sustain the load, have other features here, so it's not just the drops only. Now, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with that. This is just my observation, just looking at it from a third-party outside lens, saying if they can market but they aren't marketing, did they forget? I don't think they forgot, right? So it tells me there has to be a reason. And my guess the reason would be is that they're just saying wait until we're ready, basically. I don't think there's any rush. So that's just my theory on everything. That was kind of just me looking at it and kind of just observing why it's not happening again. So that's just kind of my take. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. Those are kind of my thoughts. No FA, and for ultra rare, it's not even animated. $50 too much. Yeah, some people may say that. Now, we don't know if it's not animated. Sometimes, a lot of the time, they will write in there animated, right? Most of the time, they will. But sometimes, maybe they don't. Maybe it's a little surprise. Now, that's just speculation. I wouldn't go for the drop necessarily just for that hope. I would go for the drop if you like Groot. If you're a big fan of Groot, maybe you want some MCP points. You don't have a lot, and you want some cheap ones. Full set, not bad. Maybe you just wait in the. If you think it's going to go into retail, then maybe you just wait. I think I will be passed on this drop, like I said. How we doing, Willow? Willow got the anthem going. So shout out to Willow Kid. I think he just made a absolute banger of a song for the Crypto Cannabis Club. And I was a part of that. That's how I was able to meet Ricky Williams, one of my favorite NFL players of all time. Unbelievable. And he made an absolute banger of an anthem. So definitely go check that out. What's the name of it, Willow? Write in the chat. What's the name of it? It's probably just the CCC anthem by Willow Kid. No one wants Groot. Shout out to Tucson. I think a lot of people do want Groot, though, Tucson. I would say majority probably would rather have I would say maybe majority aren't really into it. But again, Groot has a big fan base. It's streaming right now on Disney Plus. So, I mean, can't say no one wants Groot because Groot has a fan base. It may not be your favorite. It's not my favorite. But again, it's just like art, That's why I never talk bad about some of the art that drops, because if I don't like it, it doesn't mean it's not good. It's probably amazing. It's just something that either I'm not aware of, I'm not into, or there's going to be people into it, though. Martin G, how we doing, brother? How we doing, Martin G? Are you going for this drop, Martin? Quebec City in the Johnny's house. How we doing, man? Yeah, man. I think I'm a game time decision. Probably going to hold off on this one, but also, what do you think about the hairstyle? I feel like now that I got it tied back, kind of looks a little bit more, I don't know, I guess neat looking. I know for me, it's a weight off my shoulders. It feels incredibly hot when it's up there. Zach, we got VeVe 3 in the house. Sorry, not feeling well, bud. Hydrate and get some sun and fresh air. Absolutely. That's pretty much all I've been doing the past week. Like I said, it feels like I'm on the tail end of it. It's just in the mornings. It's been kind of rough waking up. Sore throat pretty much every morning. But then as I take medicine, as I get, in the sun, feels definitely better. Drinking a lot of hot tea with honey. That's definitely making the throat feel a lot better. So I've been off the coffee gate lately. It's been hot tea gate. You think Marvel and Disney are pissed at VeVe? Why? Is Marvel and Disney making too much money? Is that the problem right there? I don't think that's the case at all, Tucson. I missed on the AF15 drop, but snagged a couple commons around 475. I had to dump some duplicate collectibles to make it happen. Hey, VeVe 3. That's why we got the duplicates, though, right? It's one of those things where you could get maybe 5 duplicates, and you're like, okay, I got 5 of them, so if I let a few go, I won't feel like, heartbroken. I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter. I know for me, I had like 7 FA Jokers at one point. And that's how I was able to get my first Walt. But every one I let go, I was like, oh, man. But again, like I got those duplicates to flip to increase that collection. So solid move, making some duplicate flips. Which duplicates did you let go? Anything too big or some, in between size, smaller collectibles. Because I know for me, like even though I could profit big on some bigger duplicates, I try to let go of like those smaller dupes just because I want to hold on to like those big ones if I can. But I had to let go of some pretty big ones. Like I said, FA Joker for the vault. Sacrifices have to be made sometimes for those comics or collectibles that you really see value in. For sure. Drew says they want to reward the early birds. I think they do too. Now, some people will disagree and say that's not how you reward the early birds. You reward the early birds by bringing in new users, but Oh, perfect example, Martin G. Perfect example. Gondek Common is a good example of anime that wasn't announced. Perfect example. Now, again, I'm not saying the Groot, this one has to be, or it's going to be animated, so you should all go for it. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I don't have a lot of gems at all right now, so I probably won't. I may just go for it. I don't know because it could be animated. I think if it is animated, it may pump a little bit. People are going to get excited, but it'll probably drop back down. So I would probably sell it into the hype. And I haven't seen anyone else talk about being animated, so maybe that shocks the entire world. And I think it would be a perfect time for a little surprise like that. It just doesn't look like it could definitely be animated. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's 100% static, but it's like a CGI character too in the real world. So I feel like it would make sense for the ultra rare to be animated, in my opinion, if the rare was if the FA rare was animated and had sound. I think it's a good bet. And it's not like an $80, $70, $90 list price, $50, 50 gems. But again, if you only have 50 gems and you're, tapped out, you don't have any other collectibles to let go of, sell, or anything like that, like I probably stay away. Unless you're a fan of Groot. If you're a fan of Groot, there's nothing wrong with that. Ooh, do you think Ecomi will be used to tokenize Coca-Cola or other brands to track inventory from manufacturing to purchase? This is a huge thing I've never seen anyone talk about. Real talk, absolutely. Not absolutely this is going to happen. Like, I just haven't seen anyone really talk about this theory. This is definitely an interesting concept here. I have no idea. Maybe long term, as these brands start to get more and more confident, comfortable with the blockchain. The CCC Anthem, that's what it is. There it is. Yeah, shout out to Willow Kid. Definitely go stream that on all major streaming platforms. The CCC Anthem by Willow Kid. Give it a like, give it a try, I would say. And I guarantee you probably vibe with it. It's a vibe for sure. Zachary Roy, I didn't get to your comment. What did you say before, brother? What's up, QBJD? Good luck if you go for it. But yeah, big skip for Zach. Yeah, no hard feelings, Zach. Yeah, I feel like, it's not everybody's favorite collectible. It's originally probably a skip for me too. Unless I think at the very end it's going to be animated and I want to just test my luck. But we shall see. I think I'm going to probably hold off maybe. We got the secret rare holder in the house. How we doing, Jabe? If you guys probably seen Jabe on the channel for a while now, right? Jabe's been going for the drops. Probably struggling a little bit here and there on getting some of the drops, but tell me it was not all worth it, Jabe. Tell me it was not all worth it. He just hit the secret rare Amazing Fantasy 15. Huge. And the story he said too was crazy. He said his buddy either hid it for him or not hid it for him, but when it came in, gave his phone to his buddy to look at, to tell him like what he got is like a joke. And his buddy's eyes lit up. Like, are you kidding me? Could you imagine that? Like, you give your phone to your buddy, be like, yo, tell me what I got. And then he's looking at it. It's a secret rare. James says, honestly, I'm still in shock from that A15 drop. I believe it, man. Ride that adrenaline rush. I think Dino, probably the only content creator that got the secret rare, I would say. There's a bunch of content creators who got the secret rare, the conspiracy. So shout out to Dino. It's life-changing. I think it's going to be potentially life-changing, that comic book. I think low 3-digit mints, not just because I have one. And I think the secret rares, possibly ultra rares too. This comic is huge. So it's going to take time, of course. But I believe, it's the same I talked about this in one of the videos I talk about all the time on live streaming. The era that we're in right now, I truly believe, is so similar to back when digital music streaming was looked at as like a fad, the Wild Wild West, the Napster, the LimeWire. It wasn't regulated. Is this going to last? A lot of people wanted that physical, tangible CD to listen to or record. I feel like that's the times we're in right now with NFTs or digital comics or digital collectibles. Once it kind of gets, some time goes by, regulation, etc., the scams on the open sea and all that kind of stuff, the copyrighted stuff, that's going to, in my opinion, a lot of that stuff may not make it, right? I think the stuff that is going to last long term is going to be the platforms that have the premium licensed digital collectibles, the premium licensed digital comics. It's just digital collectibles licensed by the biggest brands in the world. An augmented reality where you can interact with. It's the future that we're going into, and it's not going to happen overnight, right? I don't think there's going to be one little thing that just booms it. It's just going to be a cultural shift mentality, I believe. So, yeah, bro, that's an amazing hit. Congrats. Is best VeVe comic girl? Potentially could be, Jabe. It's always going to be an argument, in my opinion. The MC1, the Marvel Comics #1 versus the Amazing Fantasy 15. In my opinion, it's always going to be an argument. Because you have the popularity of Spider-Man, right? And you have the limited edition of AF-15 versus the first ever comic on VeVe, the first ever Marvel comic book. So it's like you're gonna always have those two arguments. And there's other future grails too in the future, but this is arguably #1. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm still doubting what to do. Buy SR Spider-Man? Man, so tough. What do you guys think in the chat? I want to hear some chat's comments. Jabe, you're probably getting to them already. You're saying if you sell this one? I don't know, man. I think you hold it. Not financial advice. I think I would hold it, is what I would say. But, I mean, you have so many options. Maybe you sell it, but it's like, what are you selling now for? I think it's just too low. My opinion, if I got that secret rare comic, I'm holding it. But again, I hold everything. So you got to do what you think is best, brother. I'll tell you what, if I did let that thing go, I'm 100% picking up at least 1 or 2 ultra rares just to get the next rarity, But I'm probably holding that SR. Plus, you're the original owner. Think of it that way too, Jabe. Think of how few people in the world can own the SR. 200 max. And then think of out of those 200 people, how many are original owners? And how many will be original owners in a year, 2 years, 5 years from now? If that ends up being a huge deal, which I think it could be, that's big. Because people are always going to want to separate themselves, especially a hardcore collector who gets that one. I'll cash out maybe 5 to 10 years from now. Okay, Drew. I like the mindset. Now, again, I'm not saying it's a right or a wrong mindset. I think everybody has to deal with whatever their situation calls for, right? That's kind of the same view I share, Drew. I'm definitely in it for the long haul. Because I believe there's going to come a point in time where if you have a big enough following, if you have a big enough platform, if you have a high enough MCP rank, OMI utility program, staking, etc., you're going to be able to charge an admission fee. It's already been confirmed. It's just a matter of when, right? So that's always been my view. Like, I want to, instead of being incentivized to sell my big collection, I want to be able to earn whatever through my collection. I've always visioned of having a digital museum instead of just walking in for free, seeing a $500,000 museum, charging a gem fee, charging a 2 gem fee, 5 gem fee, depending on how big it is. I'd keep it so everybody could come in, but that's why I think growing a following on VeVe is so important too, because say that day comes in a year, 2 years from now, right? You're a high master collector program rank, your vault's at $500,000, whatever the case is, right? You have 10,000 followers on the VeVe app. You charge 2 gems. Say half your following comes in that day because you just got the secret rare Spider-Man, right? Or whatever the case is, right? You got Walt, or you have all the golden moments. You have a crazy museum that people want to see, interact with. Well, if you charge 2 gems and you have a 10,000 followers on VeVe app, and say half those people come in that day. That's how I've been thinking. Plus all the renting stuff that you could do. I think so. That's why I've always been kind of hesitant to kind of let go of things I really believe in long term. On the drop, yeah, it's crazy. Chris, I would pick it up if I had the gems for it. Luckily, I got the rare. Rare has less than 1,000 editions total. I'm trying to somehow pick up the ultra rare, but I don't want to let go of too many things. I've been checking my Todd nonstop in the market. This is the floors because I don't want the floors to run up on the Todd right now because I have mine listed at like 2. That's just so I make a quick 400 gems. I buy back the floor. I still have 2 1,000 mint Todds plus a floor Todd, so 3 Todds total. I have 400 gems. I'm trying to work my way up to that ultra rare AF15. So that's my game plan right now. I think the secret rare is out of my out of my range unless I let go of like a wall or something like that. I'm not doing that just yet. I held it at 40K. I'm holding at 5K. You know what I mean? Ronnie, how we doing? How we doing? I have a feeling this collectible will wave hell. Wave hello. Ronnie, this is the same thing I've been echoing. Now, again, I don't want to say go for the drop just for that, obviously, but let's look at it again. Doesn't it feel like that, guys? Come on. Hello. It just looks like it's going to do that or dance or something. Even if it doesn't, though, I think the details on this will look great. And this is the way, a lot of people vision Groot without the, the Disney or the Christmas outfit type thing. Do you guys think this is going to sell out ASAP? I don't know. Some people say, yeah, there's only 3,000. Some people say no shot. It's not that popular. I really don't know on this one. Everything I done, minus some comics, was for a loss. DB5, Disney lenticular posters were green. And some of the comics I got back before the November pump. So they were, nice. Solid. And I mean, it happens, right? I mean, I don't think it's terrible if you take a loss and you put those gems of use into something you really believe in or really love, like the AF15, right? I think that's a smart move on that part. Taking a little loss, it's almost like I look at it like chess, like short-term loss for those long-term gains. Like, would you rather hold long-term the stuff you really don't believe in, or maybe just take a quick loss, short-term loss, and get that AF15? I think that's a smart move. Yeah, good moves there. James, how we doing? How we doing? Gotta say it like old times. Dunn thumbs. Let's go. James, how's it been, brother? How'd your drop go on the AF15? Did you get those Dunn thumbs out on the AF15? That's a big drop, man. It sold out quick. Yeah, definitely. It looks like it could be exactly, Ronnie. You share the same sentiment I do. This is what I was saying earlier. The uncommon and rare Groots are animated. Why wouldn't the ultra rare Groot be animated? Exactly. The rare has animation and sound. And so the ultra rare, it's not the FA. People are like, toss it. Looks good. Some people are going to go for it because they like Groot. And I think it fits their whole fits their focus on under-promising and over-delivering. So instead of letdowns, it's like a celebration, All worth it. Sheesh. Best Grail. Yeah. I think so, man. I do think a comic book, there's always gonna be the argument. MC1, A15. And it's a good argument. It's valid. Oh my god. I haven't even seen the video yet. I gotta go back and watch his video. Did he live stream the drop? He was so scared to even share that he got it. Content creator, conspiracy theories on drop chances and all that. Yeah. It'd be like if I got the secret rare. People would be so pissed. So I understand. He's the only one too, I think, that got it, like a content creator. Paz, how we doing, brother? You going for the drop, Paz? Yeah, everyone should go check out the CCC anthem. Willow can spit, man. Willow's got it. I'm telling you, Willow, stay in the zone, bro. Start, make some more bangers. Just have fun with it. Sounds legit. See why? I think I'm a game time decision. VeVe just tweeted out 30 minutes to go. Game time decision. Leaning hurt. Leaning not going for it. But I kind of want to go for it because I do lean that there could be animation. So I kind of want to get it for that and then sell it into the hype when everyone finds out. So I really haven't heard anyone think that's going to be animated. But as soon as I thought of it, as soon as I saw this drop, I was like, it's going to wave. Kind of like what Ronnie was saying, wave hello. Like I said, I'm a game time decision. Hey, a collab. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Willow, Jabe, collab. I could see that. Have Jabe sing the hook. Yo. I feel like DJ Khaled right now. We got Pineapple Gang on the verse. We got Willow on the verse. Got a couple verses going. We got Jabe on the chorus. Let's go. Right. Exactly. Yeah, I probably would straight up. But like I'm not letting go of Walt at 5K and then where do I get the other to meet it, I would have to put in some gems, maybe sell 2 of my Todds. I would have to sell too much, is what I'm trying to say. Because those are like my big duplicates. I'm not letting go of those. So that's just the way I see it. But I think everyone's kind of hoping for like that, like Disney passes or something crazy like that. I think it will eventually, maybe long term come. But again, I think long term. And I don't even. I think honestly, I think the floor, if it was just a FA Mickey Mouse and all gold, would be similar to where the floor is at right now. And then same with a FA Walt Disney by himself. Like you have both of them together. Like that's a big deal. And the fact that they did come out with utility for their first ever NFTs, I think says a lot. To where they're kind of thinking about where this is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to go for the drop, to be honest. Just hanging out. Yeah. Appreciate you, Paz. It's kind of how I feel. I kind of want to just go for it to be like, I called that it was animated, and then kind of sell it into that hype. Does anyone know if the market's down? Or is the market still open for this one? Market's still open. Anyone pick up a DaVinci Pride 2? Also, what do you think is going to happen? All right, so I don't know the details on this. Are they airdropping something for the Pride 1 holders and then something different for the Pride 2 holders? So like if you have both of them, you get 2. Or do you need Pride 1 and Pride 2 to get one airdrop? Because that's going to be interesting. I kind of hope, if you have Pride 1 and Pride 2, you get 2 of them. Because I only have Pride 1. I have that full set. Oh, I have not real talk. I have not. You mean on the web app? Real talk? You mean on the web app, right? Playthrough games, not going for this one. Still on the A15 high. Let's go. Playthrough. You got the secret rare? No, right? Or ultra rare? You got a crazy drop, right? Do you mean the lenticulars, real talk? I did not catch that. We did just have a legendary drop with AF15. Ultra rare Vader, huh? 1.4K seems pretty low, Pass. I think people may be trying to get gems for AF15. I'm hodling my ultra rare. Let's see. Oh, that's the wrong tab. That's wrong. There's so many Star Wars tabs. Poster, the Father's Day, the regular one. Yeah, let's see. The uncommons, 92. The commons at 109. The ultra rare is 1.4. There's a few of them too. That's one I believe in big time. Ultra rare. Oh, you got the comment. Okay, yeah, still. I mean, the original cover, guys, I love the original cover. And I think this was the drop. This was the comic drop where people who remember you guys know by now, I've been on a huge, love for the original cover commons. And it was last October when I started really falling in love with those 3-digit commons, the low mint original covers. And this was the comic. Amazing Fantasy 15, I think, really registered for people saying, I want the original cover. And it was like, yes. It was like, yes. It was like a relief of joy for me. I was like, people are starting to see or love what I was loving about the commons. Commons get no love, but with the collectibles, it took a while for people to understand like the most popular character is usually the common. If there's like different characters in the bunch, like the FA Wonder Woman, for example, and Hawk Girls being the ultra rare. It's not always the case that way, right? But oftentimes we've seen it. The Todd, the FA Joker, FA Harley, etc. So finally, I feel like, let me know if you guys think it's correct or wrong. Do you guys think this was the comic that really started to get people loving that original cover? Now, again, I think all rarities will do great still, because I always say this: a hardcore collector, if they love that original cover low mint, they're not just going to stop with that one and be done. I may do that with some of them, but even me, I'm going to try to get, whatever rarity I can afford otherwise. And for me, it was the ultra rares. So I think the secret rares will do great still because, like I said, the comic collector, they're not going to stop at that 3-digit mint original cover. They're going to get all the variants probably in that set. So that's why I always say, like, some people think because I love those low mint commons, I hate on the other rarities. It's an easy narrative to paint, but every time I talk about the low mint commons, I always say I think all the rarities will still do great. So that's just the way I look at it. And also what's so great about the AF15 common is that it's so limited. So it's not like it's not like other comics. I think the MC1, the other great Grail comics, like they have a lot of editions, right? So I think the mint numbers will matter even more for those. But exactly, the A15 common has 6,000 total editions. That means, and even the uncommon, let's take a look real quick, because I think this is actually one of the few comics too, to where every rarity looks amazing. I would even say the secret rare fans are going to hate when I say this, but again, 200 editions publicly, this is going to do amazing. I think this is going to be minimum, once the bull market hits and we're like economy's back, no less than 100K. I don't think. Like, this is a life-changing comic, I believe, just because of scarcity alone. Artwork wise, I think that uncommon usually gets like the short end of the stick a lot of times with the comics. But I love the way this comic. I don't even have this one yet, but I will eventually get it because I love the fact that Spider-Man is the only thing in color. Just pops, even on that black and white background, kind of like grayscale. And then the rare, this is the one I did pick up. I picked up a low mint too, kind of sequential if you want to say it, but not really because it's a 1123. That's the mint that I got for this one. But again, same thing. I love this artwork. Spider-Man just pops out. Ultra rare comics are some of my favorites. I had a ton of them, but kind of slowly let them go for other things I believed in more. Like the big grails. That was kind of my whole thesis. I had like 65 sets, but I wanted to slowly swap them for the stuff I really believed in. Didn't want to get rid of them all at once because I wanted to keep those MCP points every day. So like slowly I was swapping the ones that I didn't love for the ones I actually love. I mean, I love this ultra rare cover. Less than 500 of these. Less than the secret rare MC1. That's enough me pumping it before I get one. Just kidding. I am going to try to eventually get one. Look at the edition counts. 250 for the secret rare, 500 for the ultra rare, 1,000 for the rare. That's the one I did pick up. Only 2,250 uncommons and 6,000 commons. Limited run for the arguably biggest comic ever. You can argue Action Comics 1, etc., but like this is Spider-Man. Spider-Man's pretty popular. So David Yu doesn't post about every single drop. He did about Groot. Ooh, the Groot comic, right? Did he post about the collectible Groot? Vader's at 1.3 now, Paz. Do you have one, or are you thinking about getting one? I got my Vader for like 900-ish. I don't see the ultra rare Vader dipping that far below 1,000 if it does. But who knows? Who knows? It's so crazy that we're just knocking off the list so many highly anticipated drops, collectibles. Like, I remember the days that we used to be like, can you imagine when FA Darth Vader comes? Can you imagine when AF-15 comes? Like, and then before that, it was like, we don't have Disney. We got Disney. You're a moon boy. It's like, dude, Paz, we've been through some crazy times, man. Oh, geez. I fancy the common and ultra rare coverage. Yeah, I think the ultra rares are going to get some love now. Solace 2325. What do I think about this drop? So I think it looks good. A lot of people are pretty happy with the way this one looks. We got I think the details on it look great. Now this, to me, right away, I think it's going to be animated. It could not be. Maybe it's a static figure. But the fact that the rare of the FA Groot was animated and had sound, a whole song with it, and the uncommon was animated too, the ultra rare, to me, feels like it's going to be a surprise animation. Maybe it's a small animation. Maybe it blinks and waves. Mouth moves. It just looks like that. So to me, I think that's what's going to happen. It just makes sense. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to clip this and be like, I knew it. Alien guy. But I don't know. It's $50. So if it does go into retail, I don't think it's going to go that much. I think for me, if I do go for this drop and it does get animated, like I said, I'm going to sell it into kind of the hype. People will be surprised that it's animated. Be little pump, I think, and then I'll probably settle down a little bit around retailish. Oh, that's a solid keep right there, Paz. That's the great thing about these different rarities, where if the ultra rare is kind of like just way too expensive, um, a 3-digit, especially the uncommon, is my favorite pose of the Vader. Most of the time it's a common, but this time for that Vader, they made it the uncommon with the lightsaber up, which I think a lot of people liked a little bit better. Can you imagine when Luke Skywalker comes? Luke Skywalker and Yoda, I feel like, are the next Star Wars pieces to cause a gem squeeze. Drew NFTV, Johnny Dub. Are you going for the drop, Drew? Drewy drops. That's the new name for Drew. Drew NFTV drops. That's how it feels, right? Real talk. Real talk. Did you get the secret rare, ultra rare, rare, common, uncommon? Which one did you grab? Real talk. The A15 is so legendary. I could stop collecting for the rest of the year. I feel like because it's just how it is with the whole, kind of structure. We had if not the most legendary comic drop of the year. Then we got the next drop and the next drop. People may kind of forget about it. I'm not going to forget about that. I'm going to keep trying to stack that one. I think people are just trying to see, is it going to dip a little bit further? Who knows, right? But for me, I want to keep my eye on that ultra rare. I will try to grab one eventually. I'm just glad I locked in a rare and a 3-digit. I'm so happy with that. Didn't want to let go of the one I got. That was the hardest decision for me, was letting go of the one I got on drop day, because I believe so much in the original owner, especially on a Holy Grail like that. But for me, in order to have locked in a 3-digit mint and get another rarity like the rare, I already had to add in some money. I had to let it go. And as long as I had a 3-digit original cover and a rare, I was happy with it. So if I didn't get that on drop day, I wouldn't have been able to probably get the rare. It would have been one or the other. Do I get a rare or a 3-digit mint? Would have been just a common 3-digit mint. So I'm happy with how things worked out for sure. Because when the original ownership comes out in this big deal, won't have that biggest comment, but I have the first ever VeVe NFT, 2 originally owned Todd still. So I'm happy with that. Most people won't be able to say they have an originally owned Todd. To me, that means more than a low mint. Especially back in the day, back in those days when you're buying them from the store, it was actually in order of the mint number. So my lowest mint Todd is like a 1,030 something. So I was 30 people too late from having an originally owned 3-digit mint Todd. But like, to me, that's why I still have like my ones you see on my profile, the FA Joker, mint 559, FA Harley Quinn 288, Joe Mad Batman 615, Penguin 433, Nightwing 747, 789 Nightwing. Those are all originally owned. That's why when I look at those, it brings me back like a time capsule, because I remember being in my house trying to just research the slightest bit of news about VeVe and Comey that I could possibly find. Like the atmosphere, the whole, everything was just so crazy back then. Trying to dig up like anything I could on it to figure out what this really was, and I was just so intrigued by it. I was so thinking like this is the next big thing, and it's a crazy time in my life. So all those collectibles mean so much to me. Trying to convince people that I will be able to cash out one day. Same. Even to this day, people still don't believe me. I'm like, oh my God, really? Because when you add gems in, it says like you won't be able to cash out. Still that notification. So people send that to me all the time and be like, see, told you can't cash out. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like people are in denial. It's unbelievable. March 2021 till now has been quite the ride. Absolutely, brother. It's been unbelievable. I love stuff like this. I've been so obsessed with like trying to like just like I'm like a builder. Like I love starting from scratch and just trying to do stuff I love or whatever the case is and trying to build it up. And that's also why I feel like it's a perfect fit, because I'm in no rush. I know how long things take, and this is like a huge business, a huge startup company that's taking over the world. I truly believe VeVe will take over the world. But now people are starting to believe that. Back when we were saying it, Paz, we were moon boys. Crazy. Good question here on Real Talk. Prediction. What's the next roadmap? OUP, MCP, localization, and VeVeverse. So, great question. I remember Crypto Khaki asked David Yu in one of the last AMAs on Twitter, now that we have, the cash out rolled out for everybody, what's like that next major big thing that we're working on? And David Yu answered, and he said, the Master Collector Program. So I was like, ooh, so that's the next, I think, big thing. Maybe things changed in the last few weeks, but that was the next big thing that they're probably working on. And they did say it for localization. They did say, I think Japan was their next like target audience, maybe. VeVeverse, I would say maybe end of year type thing. We might see like the first iterations. And again, don't be setting too high expectations of the first iterations of the VeVeverse. Probably just a little bit more immersive showrooms, interactiveness, where maybe like multi people in there at once type thing. K Walker says, to be honest, for me with comics, I only aim for SRs and commons. SR because it's so limited, and the common because it's not just a rarity, it's the original cover. I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely, K Walker. I kind of share that same sentiment. And for me, I feel like for me, it's definitely the commons because it's that original cover. And how you separate yourself with that is those lower mints or maybe special mints. I think special mints actually have potential to be more valuable than a low mint because they're potentially fewer special mints. Like if you get like a 1962, crazy stuff depending on the comic, the year that it came out, etc. And for me, most of the time, my budget only allows like an ultra rare. I like the artwork. This isn't a blanket statement because some SRs actually like the artwork more than the ultra rares. But I would say majority of the time, I like the artwork on the ultra rares a little bit more. But again, some SRs I like a lot more. And that's the thing about the SRs that I think are going to do so well is that scarcity of them. When you have a big time comic like the Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1, ASM, Amazing Spider-Man 1, but also Amazing Fantasy 15. Those are the ones where if you get the secret rares on them, it's got the popularity and it's got the scarcity. Absolutely. I think the comic collectors will want probably everything in the whole set, original covers and all the variants. Maybe we'll say I Am Groot. Could you imagine? I didn't think about having sound on this one. I was just thinking animation. Woo! I like it. I could see that. It definitely looks like a hand wave. Maybe like a little dance or something. Shout out to Kelvin. How we doing, brother? Good luck on the drop. He's going to stay out of this one. Yeah, I'm kind of game time decision, guys. I'm like, we got 6 minutes to the drop. I want to see some Star Wars aircraft, Wing Millennium Falcon. Yeah. We're going to get them, Willow. And I think the Star Wars vehicles are going to go crazy. They're going to be hype. I didn't think Star Wars, Star Wars has a huge, not only is it a huge fan base, it's like a passionate, hardcore fan base, Common AF-15. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, original covers. Good point there. Are you just basing this on like the vault valuations? Mine's at a pretty low right now too. My account hit $500,000. How wild is that? I think it was just a glimpse of where it's going, to be honest. It's going to take time. Ooh, I haven't heard anyone say that lately. We do have the license, though. I think we're here before that happens. Life-changing money. I absolutely play through. I'm glad you share that same sentiment because when all that stuff happens, which I think it's inevitable, we're going to look back at these days and be, one, grateful, that we were a part of it. And two, like, wow, we could have got this, we could have got that. You know, we're all gonna be looking back at today's environment, everything years from now, and saying like, that's why I put out that tweet the other day. A lot of you guys might have saw it, but just because I was just thinking about it, I was like, man, I was saying this back even like last spring, like things are going to change this time next year. It's going to be completely different. Like, remember these times, it's going to be completely different. And it is completely different. And a lot of us have been kind of reminiscing the old days already. Now I kind of zoomed out and start thinking like 2-3 years from now, like things are going to be a lot different in a good way. But it's always, you know, those are the times you look back and you kind of reminisce like, wow, you miss those days, right? You miss the days when things were going under retail. You miss the days when that stuff wasn't selling out. See, Rios, I got 4 minutes to come up with a decision here. I might just go for it in the end, but I was really trying to stay away from it. I just think there's a small chance, maybe not even small, I would say it's like a 50-50 chance that it could get animated. And I kind of just want to go for it to sell it into the hype of that. Could like maybe double price maybe. But if it doesn't, at least I'll hold on to like a Groot that I envision what a Groot looks like. I don't have the other ones. But again, I'm not like a biggest fan of Groot. So J Kill in the building. How we doing? Is everyone going for it? J Kill, you going for this drop? What about you, Sirios? Like I said, I'm a game time decision leaning against it, but now I'm leaning for it. Okay, Mega Man. See, BattleNet artwork. See, I don't really know too much about that Dark Zero. Also, I think I just gave you a follow on the VeVe app a little bit ago, maybe yesterday or something. What's this, Paz? You mean the SR? AF-15? The first real Groot. And that's kind of why I'm kind of also leaning into this one, because even if it does dip below retail, one, I don't think it's going to dip that far, but I'll be okay with actually holding. It's not the FA Groot, but it's the Groot that I envision. So, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, so I don't need the FA. Why is Bubba animated so low? I think it's an opportunity, Eli. I was thinking about also getting an ultra rare Bubba. I only have the one I got on the drop. MCP points, definitely a full set. It's a funny novelty, yeah. I feel like we saw that with the Deadpools too. I do believe that those Deadpool's Christmas sweaters are kind of accessories, and you'll probably eventually to be able to take them off. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Absolutely, absolutely. I try following everybody on there, but I'm glad it always means a little bit more when you actually follow people that you actually know. So definitely glad to give you a follow, Dark Zero. All right, fam, we got 1:50 seconds. Am I going for the drop? I think I am passing on it, but I do think it's going to be animated, guys. So just when it is, I hope it pops for you. Because I do think after it is, depending on the animation, if it talks, it would be pretty sweet. Press the like button for a low mid Groot. Thanks, Paz. Never know, could get blessed by the VeVe gods if you like the channel, subscribe, and like the video. But also, of course, it helps out the channel growing. Helps out the channel grow, I should say. All right, minute left. We are Groot. Let's go, Derek Brad. Hope everyone is Groot today. All right, fam, minute left. You think it's going to sell out ASAP? $45 seconds. This is a true game time decision right now. Right in the chat, yes or no. Should I go for the drop? I think I'm gonna pass, but I hope it's animated. Sacrifice a Christmas Groot for $1. Shout out to Omi Player One in the building. Good luck today if you are going for Groot. I hope it does become animated for everybody who goes for it. Do you know how to Marvel now? Point one sacrifice and VeVe God's prayer and then scored this. That's insane. Is that what happened? I knew there was something. 1-0. Bye now. I bet it probably sold out. 3,000 editions is pretty low. I gotta go rewatch this. I heard him say something about he sacrificed something, but I didn't really understand what was going on. But that's hilarious. That is insane that actually happened. What do you mean he sacrificed it? He listed it for like $1 or something? Wow, that's incredible, actually. That's so crazy. Wow, let's go. So I'm so happy it did sell out. That is great news. All right, let's look at it. I hope it's animated. Oh, that's hilarious. Is it animated? Let's find out together. Oh, it's not animated. It does look really good though. The details on this is crazy. I really thought this would be animated. Huh. Got 717. That's a good mint right there. That's a mint I would like. Paz got one. 1834. It's all 1K mint. I hope it's above retail. I sold out quick enough to think it's going to be above retail. I think maybe like 75-ish. Let's see if it's already in the market, huh? If anybody got theirs delivered already, that'd be wild. Oh, yeah. All right, so it's $60 right now. $64. Let's go. It is above retail. Profit 15 gems right now. All right, it's at 58. Oh, got snagged up quick. Let's go. I kind of like that the market's open right away. Also, I'm glad too because I don't think I want to be staying on here for too long. Definitely feel better though. Did not get one. Also, decided to skip on this one. I thought it was actually going to come out animated. I was really hoping it would for everybody who went, but I don't have that many gems right now, so I'm just trying to be really disciplined on which ones I'm going for. And I never really was a big fan of Groot, so. Barry Mackins, 1900. Wow, J Kill, 288. That's big time. That might be the lowest mint available right now, to be honest. No, it's not. Ooh, Rob Stuff got a low mint, 234. Whoa, shout out to Rob Stuff. He got a sequential low mint, 234. Let's go. J Kill. Oh, someone just put in 213 for 90. Oh, it's low. I was gonna say you can make like a couple hundred maybe. And for 55, just above retail right now. I think as more and more people get theirs delivered, it could dip under. Yeah, 52. Interesting. Feature to turn off shadows. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like just a switch, like orange shadow, like turn it on, you get the shadow, turn off, you know. Wow, win with no Wi-Fi in the middle of an assembly plant at work. Wow, let's go. Shout out to you, Austin. Shout out to Borat. Is it not sold out? Playthrough. This is what I was actually saying in the beginning. When I was speculating on this could be animated, the other thing I said right afterwards, I was like, all right, this is going to be even a bigger leap. I'm not saying this is going to be happening, but what if the utility of this one, instead of like animating, what if the longer you held this one, the more it grew? I mean, like that would be pretty cool, right? But then I was like, you could always enlarge it, etc. But grew, I guess I would mean like age or something. I don't know, but It's a possibility. 1944. Do they have that? They might have that already. It's like when you're in testing it or when you have it placed in AR, there might be ability to turn it on or off. So, Austin, I believe transfers of NFTs will come back only for like a certain rank of MCP. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like you have to be a certain master collector rank, and that probably has to do with like the bot situation, etc. They typed it's a must-have. Do they write this on all the drops? I think they do, K Walker. I always try looking at the details to kind of like gauge if they're like like secretly, putting something out there. But I'm pretty sure, kind of like I know they say something like collect them all with the Marvel Mighties. Just stuff that leads you to think that there could be something bigger, right? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, you got 82? I thought you got 2 something. Did you get number 82 and number 288? Yeah, probably makes sense. You probably like being the original owner too, right? It's tough for me to let go of things if I'm the original owner. All right, let's see how it's doing. Yawning, tired. All right, so it is below retail right now. 47.49. Ooh, 82 sets. Let's go. Let's go. That's a lot of MCP points right there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, brother. The most sets I ever got to at once, I think, was like 65-ish. And I always said I want to kind of float around that 50, 55 range just to make sure I maintain those MCP points. But, man, it's like a mix of like getting over being sick and then the congestion I always feel down here. It's wild. Yeah, not a bad game plan, K Walker. Not a bad game plan. I think it could maybe keep coming down. I was really hoping it would be animated. That'd be awesome. 124. What is the most sets possible right now? Does anybody know? Yeah, not a bad idea. I remember selling Captain Carter one set for 360. Wonder what she is now. I think she's a lot lower than that right now, Rich Buddy. Probably a solid job selling her at the top. I let go of Captain Carter as well too. I didn't want to because, like you said, MCP points for a full set. You do get more MCP points for a set that has multiple collectibles in it, but still, FA Captain Carter probably gonna be a big deal in the future. The only full set of the Mighties I have is Series 1. So let me try to bring them up. What's Captain Carter going for right now? Captain Carter's going for 60. So definitely a solid $300 come up right there. At least 150. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, and the CE. Kind of has both, right? FA, CE. Kind of exclusive. I think Mighty's going to be a big deal in the future. I do think there will be a game involved eventually. And when that happens, they're going to blow up. The real rare ones, the Spidey, the Secret Rare Spidey, probably the Doctor Doom, the other ones that they released, the FA Green Goblin, probably when they have the Hulk, Wolverine Mighty, like. But again, guys, I think they gave us the collectibles before all that infrastructure is in place. Just kind of my speculation, but I think Apple's rolling out their AR glasses 2023. And when that happens, how many other companies are going to start trying to make AR games, AR everything? AR is going to be where a main focus is. And then VeVe's gonna be like, doo-doo-doo, we've been doing what we've been doing. You know, they're so ahead of the game. I feel like that happens a lot, J. Kill. And that's why for me, you know, it's tough. I don't want to let go of anything, you know, but I don't have unlimited money, especially right now. So like I always try to make sure, like Toby, for example, I definitely think an airdrop's coming for the Toby holders, like 100%. Like I let go of all my rarities. I let them. I think I only have my secret rare sell. I think I have my secret rare up for sale. Like it's at the floor right now. Like I hope that the holders of that set get an airdrop, and they probably will. But like for me, I'd rather put those gems to use to like a bigger IP or something that I love. Not saying one's better than the other, because I do believe the artist collectibles will have the time to shine. But just for me, I like the IP stuff better. So yeah, I think by next year it's not going to be 15K though. That's the problem, K Walker. No, I don't think they will. You know, I think they've learned. And I think it wasn't like maybe really as, you know, they do a lot of preparation and planning, but it was just one of those things where it just happened, you know, the Captain America FA Mighty. I don't think they're going to do like a Hulk or a Wolverine first as a Mighty. I think they got a good sense gauge of the community now, but that would be hilarious. Definitely has to be good. Yeah, for sure. It can't be, you know, just because it's a game doesn't mean it's going to do well. But that's kind of where my hope and my faith relies in these big brands, because I don't think these big brands are going to want their IP collectibles in some kind of, you know, half-made game. Like I think they're going to be working on it either with the VeVe team or like kind of like for the VeVe team. So it's definitely going to be a high quality game because they don't want their IP in some non-quality thing. That's kind of my hope and my faith. I know they've talked about it before, like Disney. That's honestly why I think the VeVeverse isn't been rushed, because I think when we got the entire Disney IP portfolio, which is insane to think about, Disney doesn't want their IP collectibles in some kind of crappy half-made, you know, metaverse. They want it to be premium. It's kind of how everything with VeVe is. That's just part of their brand. I know some collectibles are more premium than others at times, but I think that's what they're focused on. So there was a little bit of talk of this, Al. Great question here. Now, I think the route that they went was to kind of go away from this. It was brought up before where if you read them maybe 50, 500 times, maybe, you know, a little wear and tear, or you get like that green check mark. Like we don't know exactly, but I know there was talks at some point. Maybe they do that in the future. But I think it was kind of pushed it back against, and a lot of people didn't like that. I kind of like that. But I completely understand not liking that, because the whole point of NFTs, it doesn't degrade. So I would say to be sure, make sure you get another comic if you can to read, you know, if you read them. But I have no idea. I think it was pushed back against as of now, Al. It was brought up though at one point for sure. What is your proudest collectible and set from which you are the original owner? Also, the rest of the chat can answer this. Let's go, Knight Rider. Great question. I love talking about this stuff. I think you can tell how excited I get. So for me, I think my proudest two sets, without a doubt, I'm trying to think of which one is more. I don't know. They're like neck and neck for me. So I would say the Batman Black and White Series 1. And I'll say this one because on paper, it says I'm the original owner of the Rizzo for the $80 price or whatever it was. I think it was actually, Tao was more expensive than Rizzo. I believe, was Rizzo $69.99 and Tao was $79.99? It's been so long since I looked at Rizzo's original price. Yeah, $69.99 for Rizzo. So my Rizzo, it says I'm the original owner because I did a trade with somebody back then when I paid like 1,500 gems, and I traded a Penguin, FA Joker, FA Harley, and so we did the trade, and so they traded me sent me the Rizzo. So on paper it says I'm the original owner. I am the original owner of my Todds. my Joe M, and my Becky is the same way as my Rizzo. I did a trade with the Becky, and it says I'm the original owner of that one. So it says I'm the original, or not. It says I'm the original owner. I paid retail price is what it says for all of them. The fact that I was able to finish that set, I thought Rizzo was going to be the only piece that was out of my reach. So when I figured out or found a way to trade for that piece, I was like, oh my gosh, because they almost didn't do the trade. They almost did a trade with someone else to get like a bunch of Starfires, and I only had the one I didn't want to let go. So when I locked that one in, I was like, oh my gosh, I can complete the whole Batman set. Like, wow. I got the first full set on VeVe. And like being an OG and having that Rizzo kind of slip away, I saw the Rizzo at 400 gems in the marketplace the first day I came to VeVe at. But I was like, I can't spend $400 on one collectible, on a digital collectible. Like, yeah, I wish I went all in then. Paz knows the story. That's when I bought my first ever Starfire for $83 in the market. The next day, the market shut down for like 2 months. Crazy time. So I would say the first. I would say the first ever Batman set, and then my next one is the first ever Marvel NFT, the Secret Rare Spider-Man set. Wow, what a this is my best drop ever. This was back before blind boxes. This is the original drop system to where you could pick the rarity that you wanted to go for. If the Secret Rare was coming out, 1,000 editions, I was crushing the drop at the time, so I was like, going for the Secret Rare, and I got the Secret Rare. I have a high mint number, like 9 something, but I don't even care. The original owner of the Secret Rare Spider-Man. Now, when that came out in the marketplace, it was like $1,500, $1,800. I was like, let's go. Man, should I have tried to do something and grab that one right away again? I did not know it was going to just take off, go to 10K, 50K, 100K that quick. I had no idea. So I remember David Yu commenting on my post on Instagram when I landed the Secret Rare Spidey saying, like, can't believe I got this on the drop. He was like, no way, congrats, that's lucky, or something. And I was like, wow, let's go. I knew it was the FA Spider-Man, the first ever Marvel, but it was like $1,800, right? So like I knew it was a big deal. As soon as I went to like 50K or 30K, 50K, 80K, I was like, whoa, $400 went a long way. You got to think, like, most people probably paid a premium 5, 10, maybe 20, 30K for that collectible, right? I think it's worth it. I think it's going to be a huge collectible. That would be way out of my reach. You know what I mean? So, like, the fact that I got that for $400, never sell. And so I think I went back and I picked up the ultra rare for maybe a few $100 too. At that point I was like, I'm completing the set. So I have the full set of those two. Those two are like my prized possessions right there. Kind of same story with Captain America. But I let go of the Secret Rare Captain America. I bought it back. And I only have like a common low mint, 3-digit of the rest of the collectibles. I don't have that other set. I don't have the full set of the Captain America, but I do have the Secret Rare. But so yeah, Knight Rider. I would say it's that Batman Black and White Series 1 and that Spider-Man with the Secret Rare set. Those are like my two that are like, when I say never sell, I'm never selling those. Those are pieces where I think eventually just having those two alone probably would have a 1 gem admission fee in the future for a showroom. So that, plus with what Rich Buddy's saying, that would be awesome, actually. I was going to say for this one, Rich Buddy saying the Star Wars Golden Moments is my best set. This is up there for me, too. Absolutely love, one, the aesthetics of them. R2-D2 next to C3PO is stunning looking. When you walk next to those collectibles and you're looking at the details of them, you're going to be impressed. Kind of same way with Elsa, but I think the fandom and the power of Star Wars, the first ever digital Star Wars collectibles, it's literally, pun intended, it's gold. It's digital gold. That's definitely up there for me too. Obviously the Walt. I love the Homer one too, the Homer and the skateboard. Mainly because, obviously not so much a skateboard, but I would say the Homer and Bart, because that's FA Homer, FA Bart Simpson, and we will eventually get the whole Simpsons collection. Can you imagine all the yellow characters? That's going to be a huge, awesome collection. A lot of Simpsons fans. And so it won't be the FA Homer and Bart that's in yellow, but that'll probably still do pretty well and probably pump, in my opinion, not financial advice. That is maybe when I'll probably let go of my duplicate Homer and Bart, but because it's the first ever licensed Disney NFT that was ever released, I wanted to keep that one long term. But I was blessed to pick up a $200 3-digit mint, like 4 something. So that's what I'm hodling forever too. So I was actually just looking through my sets today. And I was going through a bunch of them. Real quick, and then I'm going to hop off. How about you, Knight Rider? Let me know too while I'm going through this. Let me know what is your like top proudest collectible sets too, or comic sets too. Which drop lit your fire that you found to win? My first one, real talk. So I'll get to this and then I'll go over my sets that I really enjoy, and then I'll hop off. It was the Nightwing drop for me. That's a Nightwing drop in March. Was so many OGs first ever drop. I stayed up the entire night. I was so excited. By the time the drop happened at like 12, too many people in the app, crashed the servers. Probably only about, I think we saw less than 10,000 users for Nightwing. Maybe by Nightwing we had maybe like 15, 20,000. Not positive. I kind of forget. But I just remember I woke up. I didn't wake up. The drop happened, drop time happened, and crashed the server. So we're like, what do we do? They put out a tweet like, come back in an hour, it'll be up. So I was like, no way, I'm gonna be passed out in an hour. Like I just stayed up all night. It's noon now. I'm tired. So I was like, all right, I can't fall asleep and forget about it. So I set alarms for like 12:45, 12:50, 12:55, 1. So I remember I would pass out, wake up, check, pass out, wake up, check. And literally right before my last alarm went off, I woke up early. I went to check. It was open. I clicked buy now. It worked. I clicked buy now a second time. It worked. Clicked buy now a third time. It said you're limited to 2 per person account. I was like, oh my God. And then I texted my boy Joe Kelly. And he was like, what? And he went on right away and just bought one. And he still has it to this day. He went and bought a Todd and a couple other things. And he's just held them ever since. And so those are my Nightwings you see on my profile right there. My two babe, my first ever drop, a 747 and a 789, a palindrome and a sequential. What are the chances? And that's before the mitts were random. That was like you get the mitt however early you were. So crazy. But what's crazy too is season 1, I got the Nightwing drop, and then after that, I probably missed like the next handful of drops. I was like, I suck at drops. You won't believe it, right? I got the Dragon Girl drop, and I think that was it. Maybe like one other drop. Season 1 was terrible at drops. People were like, "Dude, show me your drop tips." I'm terrible at drops. How do you have such a big collection? Show me your tips. And I was like, you do not want to know my drop tips. I haven't got a drop. I'm literally buying everything you see in the market right now. Just buying everything like crazy. So then season 2 came, and the first Comic-Con, I'll never forget. The Comic-Con that we had in season 2 with the Lucky Drop, for whatever reason, they slightly changed the drop system to where it is what you see today. And for whatever reason, that's when I've just been hitting every drop. So it started Comic-Con season 2. That's when my drop insanity stuff has been crushing it. It's crazy to think season 1 I barely got any drops. All right, let's just go through it together real quick. I should just bring up the web app, but I don't feel like logging in right now. Adventure Time, keeping this one because this is the first ever NFTs in color. Second drop ever on VeVe. Crazy to think about, right? So the first one was the black and white series, black and white NFTs. Second drop was Adventure Time Series 1, the first NFTs ever in color. So for me, that like historical factor means a lot. Then we have the Powerpuff Girls Series 1. The reason why I have this one is because Powerpuff Girls Series 1, I feel like long term is probably a big deal. If a
Buttercup Blossom. I don't have the yellow one. What is it? Blossom, Buttercup, and I can't believe I'm forgetting the name right now. That's pretty bad. And I think I sold my duplicate Mojo to Kyle Wilson. Shout out to Kyle. A little signature there. Holding that one, just feel like Powerpuff Girls. Everyone knows Powerpuff Girls growing up. Obviously, I didn't watch them, but like you know about them, and I feel like kids in the future probably want that. Just the OG Series 1 set. This is the first ever Comic-Con. It's the only reason why I'm holding this set. It's the first ever Comic-Con exclusive drop, I would say. So holding that one because of that. That's just history. Coca-Cola. First ever Coca-Cola set. Hodling that one. Any Coca-Cola drops, I'm trying to complete because I believe one day I'll be able to get a sponsorship with Coca-Cola. Call it speculation, whenever I believe it. So I do believe in Coca-Cola, big time. Kripkins, don't have the Kripkins anymore. Only have like 2 or 3 of them, just some special mints of mine. I think the Kripkins would be, for me, it's not like a must-have set. Great MCP points, though. Hodling all my black and white Batman. I'm trying to complete the full set. This one I got on the drop. Can't believe I didn't sell it for like 1,600 right away. But it's the first Batman in color, so for me, that's like it's a pretty cool thing on the VeVe app. But for a lot of people, probably won't mean a lot. I'm just gonna hold that one. It's the first ever battle statue. Just gonna hold. These two, I only have one of each. First ever texture animation for the Starfire. Not full animation. The first ever full animation is Ritmo. But these two are just some Season 1 OG collectibles that it's a full set each. I just plan to hold. We got DC Artists. I think I only have the FA, Wonder Woman, out of this one. And this is a great set to kind of show the philosophy of the common being the most popular. Ultra Rare is still going to be, has built-in inherent value because it is so scarce. But, just some things to think about. The most popular character tends to be the common. Not always, but sometimes. Cover Girls, I'm just going to hold Series 1. I believe in the future, Series 1 of certain sets will be a big deal. Maybe not this one, but just wanted to have Series 1 of the Cover Girls. As they continue to make more and more, I just want to have Series 1, like the very first one. I think I have like the real looking Batgirl in the next one. Would love to have this OG set. I think this is probably one of the more slept on Season 1 sets. I always think of Claire. Shout out to Claire. Because I remember, she's huge on the big fan of the Steve Pugh Harley Quinn. I don't have this one. I don't have this one or the Terry Dobson. I only have the 2 uncommons. Love this set because they're first edition collectibles. You won't see first edition collectibles like this again. As you know, they're all first appearances. So it's kind of like a misprint that they're deciding to keep. So I think that'll be a big deal long term. Superman, still got my 2 Superman. Don't have any full sets of the Decon. Like the Terry McPherson art. I have the Disney Villains Series 1. Not a must-have set for me. But they're just too low to get rid of, I think. It is Series 1, so they will come out with more series in the future. Disney Golden Moments. I'm trying to complete all of these. Like I said, Star Wars, I think, is going to be a huge one. One of my favorite Golden Moment sets. Gonna complete this one, the Mickey and Friends, I think. I only have Mickey, Minnie, and Donald, I think, right now. These 2 sets are locked in. I have a duplicate Ultra Rare that I think I have listed, actually. The Series 2. For like 150. And my Ultra Rare that I was trying to let go is 6, 7, 8, 9. Sequential 4-digit. Seems like there's not that much demand right now for it, so I'm just gonna hold it. I had to complete these 2. I think these are going to be big. More so the posters, but I like to look at the castles too. First ever Disney castles. Could be big, maybe not. Huge MCP points. That's really the reason why I grabbed them. I do think we will get a 3D version of the Disney castle one day, and that'll be huge. Only have the Secret Rare left for Toby, I think, and that one's up for sale. Ghostbusters set, the cars. I think the cars are a big deal. Because I think they're going to be like in the once the VeVe-verse is like really rolled out. My plan with that is like kind of the rent out stuff with the cars. Don't have the Mowgli, the silver one. Have the first ever Da Vinci. Let go of my poster sets from James Bond, besides this one because I like the art and the first ever poster set. Common theme, you'll see me keep a lot of Series 1 stuff. First ever James Bond set, Series 1. I think this was it right here. Series 1 posters, another vehicle, and then my 1953 mint. I think that's a grail. It's the first year that James Bond was created. Black Panther, just have the secret rare. Secret rare, and I think 2 commons of those. Daredevil, had the full set just for MCP points, but because of AF15, let go of the secret rare. I do think it's going to be big in the future. Not huge, but definitely probably more than what it's at right now. Marvel Mighties, got the big characters, besides Doctor Doom, actually. And the full set is Series 1 I have. I do have the Tesseract, probably will let go of that eventually. Moon Knights only have the 2 commons. Silver Surfer, locked up. This is it right here. And I guess I should have went over the Series 1 Black Batman. My arguably first, second favorite set. Thor, I just have all the rarities besides the ultra rare. And my game plan with the Thor set is to let go of them all besides the secret rare eventually. We're just waiting for them to kind of go back up in value. Throg, I don't love Throg, so I'll probably eventually get rid of mine. Flip it. Storm, I only have a 2-digit, a 91 mint Storm, common Storm. I don't love Storm. I think I have a Storm card down here, actually. Maybe it's upstairs. But FA, it's the first ever X-Men. But it's probably one of my lowest IP mints, I would say. 91 mint, which is pretty low. Sub 100. But I probably intend to probably flip that one. Matt Gondek, I just have a rare weapons rack left, and just a common Deadbeat. Respective. This is one of my better sets too. Patrick Hughes, I love this artwork. I think it's going to be huge in the future. And this is my only matching mint set. Woo! Philly Fantasy. That would be great for like localization, but I only have the common, uncommon. Probably plan to flip those as well too. Just have one Buzz. I think it's a rare. Got one Woody of the Pixar Pals. That's the only one I have. House of Cards. How to complete this set? I feel like this is a luxurious, low mint, low edition type set. Only 888, I think, or 999 of each. Serial Killers. I love Ron English's art, but I don't really have any of his sets besides this one, actually. The Grins. He's going to come out with a lot of other Grins. It's kind of like what he's known for. So I have the first ones. I felt like how cheap they were. I got the set for that one. I think this was actually a gift. Shout out to my guy, APB Bulldogs. He sent me, I think, the Tucson. Yeah, he sent me one of these. Let's go. A while ago. So just holding on to that one. It's not like it's crazy expensive or anything. So just holding on to it. I'll surprise him in like a couple of years and be like, yo, I still got this. Star Trek. Now, I had this full set, but a big drop happened and I let it go. I do think the ultra rare will be huge, literally and figuratively. Eventually, once the VeVe is out and we're able to go to different places and vehicles, that's gonna be a big one. If you can run it out, I would definitely like to get that one back. Have this set completed. The Darth Vader, it's a huge one. That's gonna be iconic. I have the Luke and the Yoda Skywalkers. The Skywalkers, the Luke Skywalker and the Yoda lightsabers. I just have the first Star Wars poster. Only have the Bubba that I got on the drop, like a common or uncommon. I probably will get the ultra rare eventually. One of my favorite sets too. Last set in season 1. First ever artwork. Dragon Girls. And what's cool about this one too is it's Tokidoki. Tokidoki was the first ever license that VeVe got. The first ever license that was on board with VeVe was Tokidoki / Simone Legnet. Simone Legnu is the co-founder of Tokidoki. So that's just like the historical things that I like. The first ever brand that said, "We like what you're doing. We'll hop on board." David Yu. That was Tokidoki. So I think David kind of blessed them with having the last set in season 1, and since it's the first ever artwork, that tells me people who are into art, once they like VeVe, once they find VeVe, they're gonna say, "What's the first artwork on this app?" Ultra rare is only 888 editions, all gold. I don't know. I like it though. Unicornos, season 1 or series 1. Just keeping these. I have. I think Ritmo is really the key piece in this one. Ritmo is the first ever fully animated on VeVe app. So as VeVe continues to grow its name, I think that's when people will want the historical things, but it could take some time. Have this set still one collectible set. I love the auto gold. Ultraman, got these two. The posters, this is the first ever 2D posters on the app, so it's kind of, and again, it's got historical factor there. Because everything's a 3D collectible or a comic. First ever posters, could be a big deal, could be not. Again, I think this is more so for localization. Once that happens, Ultraman stuff will probably be huge. The Santa stamps, I don't love these. Probably intend to flip them. Maybe next Christmas. We shall see. What's going to be big about these is, 5 Christmases from now, the first ever Christmas stamps, that's the kind of stuff that could be big. This may take a while to appreciate. Don't have all of the stamps, just have the big 3, I would say. The common George Washington, common Ben Franklin, and the ultra rare Abe Lincoln. Pretty iconic, if you ask me. Have to have the full stamps, or the first ever stamps, full set. Don't have these full sets. Have the baseball stamps, full set. The DeLorean, first car ever, first vehicle ever. I do want to get a second ultra rare DeLorean to kind of rent out in the future. Had the full set of the hoverboards, but just let them go recently. Only going to keep the low mint common that I got and the ultra rare. Don't have full sets of the dinos besides the T-Rex. Knight Rider car, probably planning to rent that one out. And like I said, all the Batman and Last Battle statue I do have. That's a little full collection overview real quick. I know some people don't want to see it. Some people ask to see my collection every single time. So I love talking about the collection. So can't wait to see what Knight Rider likes. I didn't plan to stay on this long, so I will be getting off soon. Oh, okay. Good question here, Dark Zero. Have you seen more success with collectibles or comics? Winning on comics more with flips? Success. Yeah. Do you mean like by like flipping, like value wise? What I've noticed is it's the stuff that seems really popular. That's the stuff that tends to do really well, in my opinion. It's always that debate: popularity or scarcity. I think it's a little bit of both is crucial. But I do believe over time, popularity will cause scarcity. I think comics are due for a big catalyst push. Once we can show them off on our profile, our showrooms, we've been saying that for a while, but when that day comes, I think it's going to be big. Bubbles is the name. Yeah, thank you. Can't believe I let that one get away from me. Yeah, crazy, right? It did feel like magic, real talk, back then. It was wild. I don't know if it's a sleeper, to be honest. Nightwings, I think it will grow over time. I think DC just announced like a new plan for their kind of like a Marvel MCU type thing the next decade. So I think Nightwing could grow in popularity again. It's just for the Batman fans that want to complete all of those sets. If the utility, airdrop, whatever it is that big for having the full sets, maybe people do want that Nightwing. It's a season 1, so it has a lot going for it. I believe eventually, as we keep growing the season 6, season 10, people are gonna be like, "Wait, you have a season 1?" And if it's a FA of a character, Nightwing's not the biggest, but it's pretty big. What's the price right now on Nightwing? I feel like it has a chance to be pretty low. I know it got up to like 4K and all the way down to like crazy low. Yeah, it seems really low right now. 468. There's only 35 left in the market, so I don't know how much further things could dip, but from where all-time high was, it's definitely a lot lower. My best sets on which I am really proud that I am the original owner is the Darth Vader set. After that, the Simpsons and the collectible side Superman. Huge. I wish I was the original owner of those. So I don't know if I'm a original owner of a full entire set, to be honest. It's pretty hard to do. Maybe not in the early days, but especially as we kept growing. Superman. Do I have an originally owned Superman? I think both mine I bought in the markets for some reason. I want to say I did, but let me just double check right here. It's weird to me to think about how did I not get Superman on the drop? Right? Yeah, I paid $130 for my one Superman. And I paid $300 for my other one. Wow. Interesting. Man, why did I not stack those, Crazy. Yeah, so that's where I'm at too. Definitely Willow. Accumulate everything there's renting potential. Exactly. Passive income. Like I know Comics and Crypto just put out a great post basically saying, like, imagine earning $1 a day. I think some of these collectibles could have potential more than that. So awesome to hear from you, Knight Rider, because those sets are impressive to be the original owner from. That's amazing. Yeah, I was really lucky to get these sets on the drop. That's incredible, brother. That's amazing. These are some big time sets to be the original owner of. Darth Vader set, I think, is huge. People are gonna be like, how'd you get the FA Darth Vader set? Original owned too. The Simpsons, I think, is gonna be huge because people can argue, and I guess it's a good debate, which is the first true Disney NFT. But all I have to say is, what was the first ever Disney licensed NFT? Or what was the first ever NFT licensed by Disney? If you look at the description, the license says Disney. Oh, and the Bart Simpson and the Homer and the skateboard. So that's why I love that one. Wow, see, same with my buddy Tyler Gear, VeVe Chusk. I think it was the Scotty Young Ultraman posters that really got him into the comics too. Posters and comics. Scotty Young just has the artwork that's so recognizable, and I love the artwork too. I wish, man, I do love the VeVe logo a lot. I think that's going to be a big one. I love stuff that grows as VeVe continues to grow because I think it's going to be a household name. So I think it's definitely going to be a big one. I don't have the amount of money to be able to get that right now. So I'm hoping maybe, one day, maybe if I do I think I am going to the New York Comic Con, maybe I meet them there. And maybe I get a logo there, right? Who knows? But I do want to pick up the golden one. What's the prices right now in the market? It's too much for me right now. Let's take a look. I think it's one of those things, like I said, it's just going to grow as VeVe's name continues to grow. I always search in the VeVe market by the brands. So it's probably at the bottom. Yep. Yeah, it's at 2K right now. I think that's, it's only 39 listed too, which is wild. OG Walt owner, baby. Yeah, Willow. That's insane right there. That's going to be a unicorn in the future. Think of how few people are going to be able to say that. Dubs only. Captain, how we doing, Captain? How we doing, brother? I was just about to sign off. Glad to see you on the channel, brother. Let's take one last look at how Groot is doing. 200, oh no, not 200. 705 listed in the market. Above retail. Pretty happy with that, $53. I did think it was going to kind of hover around that price range, so makes sense. I was kind of hoping it was animated, maybe make a noise or something, but maybe it's a little surprise upgrade. Who knows? But appreciate you guys big time for joining the live stream today. Hope you guys had fun. Hopefully, you guys got something that you wanted. I saw J Kill got a low mint. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And see, that's a good thing too. You know, you got a couple big time collectibles. You know, have fun. You know, flip in some other things, and that's the one that just stays stationary. You know, don't play too many games with that one, brother. Like I said, I'm signing out today, guys. Appreciate you big time for hopping on. Good news is I'm feeling a lot better. I think I'm on the tail end of this, so the next couple of days should be all out of my system. So I'm excited for that. Till next time, I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out.